Davis, welcome to the latest episode of Cut to the
Chase, and we've lost count of the episodes, but it doesn't matter. When we get to 100, we'll know that number.
We will know that number, and I look forward to the next 100 there. But today, let's not go ahead of ourselves. What are we discussing?
Well, today we're discussing using the right words. And last week, Diego, I had 3 or 4 situations where I went, man, we're using the wrong words, and it just made such a difference. So it just highlighted to me how important it is to choose your language. Number one, I was out with Mad Max from Cooper & Co. doing some door knocking on the weekend.
How did it go?
Well, it went really good. I hadn't done it in years. And what happened, the first 3 or 4, people were quite hostile. They were quite, reserved. And then I was like, yes, the right words. Knock, knock, because he had all the names of the neighbours. Diego, it's a real privilege to be here today. The reason why we're on your doorstep is Max and I just coming around meeting good, friendly neighbours like you. And their whole response they got so much more friendlier because it was the right words.
Okay.
And then I went to a listing presentation, and the agent, I heard them say that word, never.
Never, never. Never should have.
Never say never. And it was another experience for me to go unlikely, but always possible, but never, never.
Okay.
And it's those superlatives. An agent rings me up and says, I want you to help me with writing my ad. And then I see all those superlatives of owner must sell. Like it's a classic. Like we've got to be better than that.
Motivated
Stunning,
vendor.
motivated vendor,
Yeah.
vendors bought, all those superlatives. And then you throw all that into the mix, Diego. Chat, 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 but, here it comes.
Yeah. You got to be creative, right? You know, there's this.
Well, choose your language better. Turn off Netflix, turn off the TV, read some books, find some new words, and then bring that into your repertoire and get rid of superlatives, never and but.
The reason why you don't use the word never, because you never know.
Yeah.
If that case could come into fruition, if that price will be there or not, if that strategy would work. So what would you say? Okay, let's role play, yeah?
Cool, love it.
You don't say never, but what would you say instead if we're talking about, well, you never do a price by negotiation, you never do an auction. What would you choose words differently then?
I understand. You always repeat back their objection, right? I understand how you're feeling. I understand how you feel about that. Can I ask why you don't want to do an auction? I never say never auction, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. It's your home, it's your money. You choose the process, but let's talk about boom, 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 the strengths and features.
Yeah, because you see, the moment you say never, you're assuming that they will agree with you. I've lost a listing a few years ago, and I will always remember that I've told them something on the lines, you never come on the market with school holidays, because it was a family home. In certain home, you probably avoid that. And I didn't get the listing that came on the market, and they sold. They had urgency. I did not ask the right question. And I assumed for them, because that's what I thought the right thing was.
Yes.
But for them wasn't.
Yeah.
And guess who got paid? Not me. Exactly. So
well, the reports. The reports are another one, right? I read reports all the time, and they have negative feedback. Like, what's the way of saying negative? We've had some pushback around. It's just your ability. I think the key to it at the moment, Diego, as we know, 50% of every vendor and every buyer is out of the price range they need to be in, right? So it's your ability to be able to bring them together and, in your words, keep hope alive using good, positive language, but stay away from some of those superlatives and the negativity, right?
And talking about keeping hope alive, I was having a conversation this morning with one of my vendors, and I really didn't have many good news. It was bad news, bad news, bad news. And it's easy not to, well, basically it's easy just to give the good news because that's the reality, but you got to end it with some hope.
Yes.
But this is what I'm going to do this week. These are the calls I'm going to make. These are the agents that are going to get in touch. We are going to do a midweek open home. Show them that you got hope by being proactive. Now we're changing the topics here, but when you say hope, it got stuck in my mind straight away that you cannot just give the bad news. You got to then give them a plan of attack so they know that you're going to work for them like you should because you are the agent, right?
Yeah.
It's all about language, and it's all about, in this case, give them the hope and give them the understanding that you're going to be doing everything you can for them.
We sell, we market, we negotiate through our words. Get really, really good at your words. And someone who I met you the other day when you did door knocking with them, and they loved your energy, right? And if you haven't got good words, kill them with energy.
Exactly. Motivation. Smile, push hard, work hard.
Be careful of your words out there. Until next time.
Ciao.